before we get started, if you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe now and like. Okay, today we're making curried sweet potato rounds with honey, walnuts, cranberries, and queso fresco cheese. This is a very healthy appetizer you can make for parties, Mother's Day's coming up, or anytime. So the ingredients for today, you have to have some sweet potatoes, coconut oil, red Thai paste, curry powder, cumin, ginger, red crushed peppers, sage leaves, dried cranberries, queso fresco cheese, or you can use goat cheese or blue cheese, but today I'm using queso fresco cheese, and honey, and the raw walnuts. So when I come back, I'll be slicing the sweet potatoes and getting the ginger ready. Okay, we're back. First, we're going to make the ingredients for the drizzle that goes with on the sweet potatoes. So let's get started. First, you're going to need 3 tablespoons of coconut oil melted. You're going to need 1/2 teaspoon of the Thai red curry paste. You're going to have to add 1/2 teaspoon of curry Thai paste. And then we're going to have 1/2 teaspoon of cumin, 1/4 red flakes, 3/4 teaspoon of curry powder. So I'm just going to go and add it because I pre-measured all of this out. And the ginger, and we have to add 1/2 freshly grated ginger. And you have to probably use your knife or spoon to get it off. Then you're going to whisk this and add a little salt and pepper, and you whisk it all together. So you just sprinkle a dash of salt and a little dash of pepper. Then you get your whisk and whisk it all together. Okay, when I come back, we'll be on to the next step. Okay, I just washed off my sweet potatoes, and we're going to cut the back off. And you just want them to be a nice size, little round, not too thick, so they're able to bake in the oven. So just make them probably about this size. So when I come back, I'll have the potatoes cut up, and we'll move on to the next. And you leave the skin on also. I think I might have forgot that. And the drizzling that I made, if it's not enough, you can always redo it. And I just put a dash of salt and a dash of pepper. So you just need a dash. You really don't have to have it if you don't want, but just a dash of salt and pepper. But I did that offline. So when I come back, we'll be on to the next step. I got the sweet potatoes sliced. So what we're going to do next is just put this inside the mixture, front and back. And you're going to bake this in the oven for 20 minutes. You can preheat your oven and bake it for 20 minutes. Now, and I'm also using 2 sweet potatoes right now, but you can use 3. And if you have to use more, you can just make some more of the mixture. But this should always be enough, because you're just doing front and back. And when you're baking it, make sure it's soft after the 20 minutes. If it's not soft, then just do an additional couple of minutes. And I can make one more off in there. And I'll probably make a little bit more of the mixture. And then I'm gonna bake this for 20 minutes and I just took this out the oven. So this baked for like 20-25 minutes in my oven, but it normally takes 20 minutes or until they get soft. But before we get started, I want to show y'all my macaroni and cheese. Doesn't that look delicious? I'm gonna make a video on this, so stay tuned for that. So let's get into the drizzle for the sweet potatoes. Now this is a half a cup of walnuts that I already pre-measured. So we're gonna pour that in here. And then we're gonna use 2 tablespoons of honey. And the sweet potatoes smell really, really delicious. I already tried one and they are good. But this drizzle and the walnuts make it taste really, really good. And you're just going to mix this together and bake it in the oven for like 5 minutes because you're just trying to roast the walnuts. So once I stir this together, then we're going to come back and I'll do the next step. I sprayed a little butter on this little pan, but you can use parchment paper. And you're going to have to spray this out and make sure it's not like clumpy. And you make sure you bake it for just 5 minutes. We're just trying to roast it. So when I come back, I'll be putting this, I have it in the oven for 5 minutes. And then we'll be going on to the next step. We're almost finished. I've already taken them out the foil pan and started to plate them. So it's already been 5 minutes and the walnuts are ready. So all you're going to do is just go around and try to evenly distribute some of the walnuts on each sweet potato. Oh, well, let me get... Okay, I've already pre-plated the sweet potatoes. So now I'm getting ready to just get some of the walnuts, which has already been 5 minutes. That's all it takes for them to roast. And I'm just going to put some evenly on all of them. Just go through evenly putting them. It smells really good. So when we come back, I'll have this done and then we'll go on to putting the cranberries on. Okay, I got this finished. And it's a lot of walnuts because we really like walnuts. So now I'm sprinkling the dried cranberries on each one. And when we come back, we'll be putting the cheese on it and the sage. I got the cranberries on here, so now I'm finna sprinkle the cheese. Now you can use blue cheese or goat cheese, but we're using the queso fresco cheese. So all I'm gonna do is just sprinkle a little cheese on each one. And then this sage that I grow out in my garden, I'm gonna put a little sage, but I'll come back and do that because I have to do each one. So let me finish this up and then we'll come right back. Okay, all I did was just tear the sage off the leaf and just put a little piece on top of each one just to like a little garnish. So I'm gonna go around putting a little piece of sage on each one and then we'll come back and do the dipping sauce. Okay, I just finished putting the last piece of sage on there and I started squirting a little honey for the dipping sauce. Doesn't this look amazing? And it smells good. If you haven't yet liked and subscribed, please like and subscribe my videos. And thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.